Hello everyone, welcome. This video is for my subscribers that are part of the Black community. I know you guys are hurting, and you guys have always hurt, not just because of George Floyd. You guys have hurt for centuries, for decades, and we need to continue forward as one, to be a stronger community, to be allies, and to break down the system of injustice. I am a Mexican. I am an immigrant. I was undocumented for the majority of my life. I mean, I'm still pretty young, but I can only speak from my experiences, and I can only speak from my identity and what I've been through and what I've seen and what I witnessed with my race. I cannot speak for you, but I'm here to listen, and I'm here to spread the message and the awareness that this can't continue, that Black lives do matter. And the people that get hurt by this message or feel a certain way, that don't agree with this, that don't agree with our values, then they can leave. They can unfollow, they can unsubscribe. I don't want to have subscribers that are racist. I don't want to have people that believe that this isn't an issue, because it is an issue, and it always has been an issue for people of color. I want you guys to know that you are loved and you are cherished. I want you to know that I will not tolerate in my life and my surroundings. I will speak up. I will do better as a person, as a human being. I will listen more than anything. Listen. I have educated myself, but I know I can educate myself even more. There's only so much I know. I want you guys to know that this is a place to feel safe in my channel, and I want you guys to know that I'm listening. I'm listening. That we have to do better and we have to do more. Not just we believe in all Black lives matter, not just saying it. We have to do more. We have to be part of our communities. We have to make an impact in the voting polls with the presidential candidates. We have to make an impact going to our city, the city hall. We have to make an impact attending these meetings that are important, listening, even if we can't attend physically, catching up later, seeing what's going on, vote. We have to do better. I have to do better. And there's always room for improvement. There's always room for improvement. I know that for sure. I can only relate to a certain extent what you guys go through each and every day. And it's unfair. But you guys are strong. You guys are beautiful. You can overcome so much more. This life, we've been given a chance to live, and you choose how you want to live it. You choose good. You choose to learn, to grow, and that's really important and admirable. Even when all of those odds are there to beat you down, to say no, you do not belong. You continue to fight and you continue to work towards what you want out of life. Besides all these different circumstances, you are still standing. You are still standing and speaking your truth and letting your voice be heard. I stand by you guys, and I want you guys to know that I care. I truly care, and I will do what I need to do. I need to educate myself more. One thing that I remember in school, elementary school doesn't teach you things. They teach you to a certain extent. They teach you that America and the British colonies and everything like that, and how we take the land from the natives. And I say we because I am American, but being American, what does that mean, you know? Americans, and how we take the land from them. They show the peacefulness of it. Oh, you give them this, we get that, trading and bartering and so on. And then all of a sudden war happens and they're just no longer here, but they are here. And they show you slavery, but they only show you a certain percentage. And the thing is, like, they inform you and they put this stuff in your head, and it's like, but why did this even happen in the first place? Why were people of color looked down on? And as a kid, the information, I wish I had more. I was more educated about races, about differences and so on, and the history, the real history, not just the fake shit. Pardon my French, but not pardon. I wish I learned more. But the school system doesn't show you that. You have to learn that yourself. And if your parents don't know better, you don't learn that stuff. I know when I started really getting deep into history and learning about what's going on was after high school. Educated myself through college, being able to have those choices of what to learn. Now I don't know a lot, but I know a good amount. And one of my favorite classes was interracial communications class, and it got me to open up my eyes and to be well aware of how things were going. College, I was able to learn a lot more. I still feel like it wasn't enough, and learning certain things just wasn't enough. It's like endless of history and endless of history that we have to learn, and we have to inform, we have to teach others too. The root of it is teaching the young ones. This is what it was, this is what it shouldn't continue. We need to make a change. And that's when the young ones come in. They have to make a change, and they will. Yes, we have to make a change and so on, but it starts at home. It starts of how much information you allow your child to be exposed to. A lot of kids are not exposed to that much. The system didn't teach me much. It didn't. It lacked. And the school system is probably never going to change. Thing that I was taught in elementary school, middle school, high school, that stuff is like out of my head. Like, as an adult, I became curious, and I actually was like, what the heck? Like, this doesn't make any sense. And my curiosity of how is it that the system really works, and still learning. And I learned a lot about my identity. I learned a lot, and I think that's really important for us to learn more about our identities before we can start, learning about other identities. If you don't know your identity, how do you expect to know other people's identities? Just keep that in mind. Sharing a little bit of what I've learned from my identity and college that helped me kind of like expand that things I don't really know and things I should know is the conquistador. Hernan Cortez was an explorer. He was an explorer from Spain. Later on, he moved to Cuba, and he was an explorer. So his mission and his whole purpose was to colonize Mexico and colonize it the way that they wanted to. He brought down the Aztec Empire in Mexico, and he was part of many and thousands of people that wanted to colonize. And you're not right, we're right. And even though, of course, reading this and you're living today, you're just like, of course, sacrificing isn't cool. We don't want to sacrifice. And the whole system of it was just like questionable. He was part of the movement that took away that wasn't and didn't belong to him. History is that. History They try to make it seem like it's so nice and fine and dandy, we deserve to be here, we so on. Like, no, history is taking. History is like, you're wrong, I'm right, we're not for this. The Aztec culture is beautiful, and it was beautiful. Reading, of course, it takes you there in a sense when you're reading, and you're just like, wow, this is pretty cool. And you learn about the different cultures, you learn about the traditions, what they do. And yes, I wasn't for the sacrificing, I wasn't for those things. But to me, it's like, how can they come into this land demanding, or like, this isn't right, you guys aren't right, you guys need to follow the Bible. They use the Bible, and the Bible has always been used since it was created. The Bible has been used to justify people's actions. Obviously colonized Mexico, and that's why we speak Spanish. That's why we don't have those dialects that we're naturally supposed to have, and that's why we're mixed. Not all Spanish, not all Mexican people are white, not all of us are black. Like, we are of a mix of different shades and tones. History is there for a reason, and history is supposed to mean something for us to be better and do better. It's been a couple years since I've read this, but it's just to show and to share with you guys that we think we know a lot, but we truly, there's so much more to learn. There's so much more to learn for your identity. I was able to learn a little bit more of like how Mexico was created, how I was created, and why, for my grandmother's side, we are from Spain, and why my grandmother has green eyes and so on. And then from my dad's side, I really don't know much. My dad's side is of Afro-Latino descent, but I don't really know much of my dad's side. And I know, like, among Latinos, there is that tension and that bias and that racial discrimination. I know growing up and feeling a certain way because my sisters and I were little dark, like a little darker complexion, brown, versus other cousins that were more lighter skin and white because their parents were both white, light skin. And my dad was the only dad that was a darker complexion. And I can tell you that within Latinos and with Mexicans, there is racial discrimination too. Like, it's sad. And I was young, so there's certain things I can't remember, but it's sad, and it's the reality is that we have been born into a society that the lighter you are, the prettier you are. But no, that's not it. We are beautiful in each and own way. And I don't want to talk more in depth about me about this, but I want you guys to know that it's among each and every race that this is an issue, and it's an issue that has to stop. I will not support people that are racist. I will not support and continue to see and watch. I will speak up. I will speak up because I understand and I hear you and I see you. I want you guys to know that this is a safe place for you, and that I will do what I need to do to continue to speak and to listen. I will not tolerate racism. I will not tolerate people coming here and saying certain things. I'm a proud immigrant. I'm a proud Latina. You are a proud Black woman, proud Black man. You are a proud individual, and you should own it. And if anyone comes at me saying, why don't you say all lives matter? All lives matter. Like, it's human nature that all lives matter. We don't need to say it. It's human nature. But the issue is that at some point, Black lives didn't matter. The darker you were, the low person you were. And then, yeah, we society, but you're still doing the same damn shit. You're still killing people because of their skin complexion. So yes, I agree. Black lives matter. I hope you guys stay safe. I hope I was able to come across with my message and where I stand with you guys. And if I can do better, tell me how I can do better. But this is the best way that I know right now what I can do, is to share my platform where I stand, speak about it with friends, with families, and educate myself. I have educated myself from my history and my background, and I still, there's so much history. There's so much I still need to educate myself for my race. It's a lot. And educate myself with African roots and descents. And education is really powerful. If you can't afford to go to college, or you have never went to college, it's okay. Just grab a book, go to the library, get a book, learn, ask, be polite, and be like, hey, I want to learn more about this century, or what happened to this race or so on at this time. Ask somebody, do you know which century I should look up, or whatever, something like that. You can search, you have Google, you can do it. So please be safe, take care, you guys. I will have more videos coming up soon. I just really needed to get this off my chest, that whatever's going on social media, that's just a piece of what you see that goes on in everyday lives for people of color. I can only say that because I know that I have seen videos, and I have heard, and it's just like, when is this going to end? And that starts with all of us. It starts with all of us making a change and educating ourselves and figuring out what is it that I can do to be a part of this movement of breaking this injustice system. So take care, please be safe, and love yourself regardless, because you are a beautiful human being, and never forget that. Take care, stay kind, and continue living a happy, beautiful life.